accidentally accused my wife of cheating on me, but actually it was just my daughter and now we may divorce. Story 1. Hey Reddit throwaway account for obvious reasons. Also, sorry for the length, a ton on my mind right now. Me 52M and my 50F wife have been married for 25 years and are immensely happy. We of course have the normal fights, me not cleaning the bathroom, argue about me losing money on sports betting, her spending twice as much at the shops as we agreed to, etc. But overall have a really happy marriage. Until about 8 p.m. yesterday night. Recently we've been having a bit of trouble in the bedroom. I don't want to derail the post, but basically SX has naturally slowed down between the two of us in the last couple years. This has really bothered my wife and bothered me a bit also, I will admit. Once we vocalized the problem, we both agreed we're going to take steps to fix some things. We talked to some doctors, basically all of them wanted to put my wife on some serious medications which my wife was pretty against. This led to about a year of building what we call our SX drawer filled of products in the kitchen that my wife has tried and tested and likes the ingredients of. It's nothing crazy, literally things like vitamin D, zinc, some Lubrasil softgels, mica stuff that has been tried and tested, nothing too wild and all OTC. Now, here's where things start to go downhill. So, my wife naturally takes these products around the times we're going to be getting intimate or try. Now, I don't like monitor the kitchen drawer, but sometimes I do peek, I know, but I can't help it. About 3-ish weeks ago, I noticed a ton of pills and softgels were disappearing. Me, thinking I'm about to having a pretty good week, I start to get mentally prepared for it. So, about a week after that, I rechecked the drawer and a ton more of the stuff has been taken. I remember thinking that's weird, we haven't done anything recently. About a week later, the same thing happened. Tons of pills and softgels are gone. And I'm not going to lie, I get in my head a bit. Last night, me and my wife are out to dinner. After a couple glasses of wine, I asked my wife why she's been taking so much of the stuff in the SX drawer without trying for any intimacy. I ask coming from an angle of both worry, mostly for health and confusion. Immediately my wife gets insanely defensive, blows off the conversation and tells me she isn't talking about it. This of course makes it where now it's the only thing I want to talk about, and while I respect everyone's I don't want to talk about this, I think something like this should probably be F-king discussed. I press a bit, and for about an hour she's not having this convo. Basically it gets to the point where I just blatantly ask my wife if she's seeing other people. My wife, who has never been aggressive or loud, starts basically screaming at me in this Italian restaurant. She tells me my daughter 25F has been having some relationship issues with her boyfriend and has been taking some of the stuff to help. I'm like, why the FT didn't you just tell me? She goes on a rant about how some things are girl to girl and how my daughter didn't want her telling anyone. Which I get, but come on, I buy the things to fill the drawer. My wife ends up leaving the restaurant mid-dinner. I've honestly never seen my wife this mad. I'm honestly a bit worried for our marriage. And to top it off, my daughter is acting awkward around me. I get that I stepped out of line with the questioning, but the defensiveness really caught me off guard and would have assumed my daughter using our stuff would have been discussed and I wouldn't have actually cared and would have bought more stuff. Anytime I try to talk to my wife, she makes it seem like I'm an insane, out of control monster, that I've broken the trust in our marriage, and that I've ruined 25 years of progress we've made together. Reddit, am I crazy? I'm beyond confused right now. Our advice. It sounds like a really tough situation, and I can understand why you're feeling confused and upset. Accusations of infidelity can be incredibly damaging to a relationship, especially when they're based on misunderstandings. First and foremost, it's important to take a step back and try to see things from your wife's perspective. She was likely already feeling sensitive about the issue of intimacy in your relationship, and your questioning may have made her feel even more defensive and hurt. Additionally, her reaction suggests that she may have been trying to protect your daughter's privacy, even if it meant keeping something from you. It's crucial to communicate openly and honestly with your wife about your feelings and concerns, but it's equally important to approach these conversations with empathy and understanding. Acknowledge the impact of your actions on her and express genuine remorse for any hurt or distrust you may have caused. Reassure her that you value your relationship and are committed to working through this together. As for your daughter, it's understandable that she might feel uncomfortable or embarrassed in this situation. Reassure her that you love and support her, and make it clear that you respect her privacy. Seeking couples therapy or counseling could also be beneficial in helping you both navigate this challenging time and rebuild trust in your relationship. A professional therapist can provide guidance and support as you work through your feelings and address any underlying issues contributing to the current situation. Above all, be patient and compassionate with yourself and your loved ones as you navigate this difficult situation. It may take time to heal and rebuild trust, but with effort and commitment, it's possible to overcome this challenge and strengthen your relationship. First comment. You did not accidentally accuse your wife of cheating. Being dishonest is not a particularly clever gamble if you're looking to be declared not an asshole. You accused your wife of cheating because you suspected her of cheating. There wasn't anything accidental about it, you just didn't like the results of your accusation. Putting aside that supplements, if and when they work, only do so when taken regularly. You realize vitamin D isn't Viagra. You can't pop one and be ready to go 15 minutes later. If you wouldn't have been DTF anyway, policing the drawer was weird. Why would you monitor your wife's vitamins in the first place? Do you not believe that married women deserve any privacy, any bodily autonomy unless she explains what she's putting in it and why? The constant surveillance of being married to you would leave me exhausted and drier than the Sahara. You could have avoided this whole situation if, on first noticing your wife's vitamins were lower than you expected during one of your regular snooping sessions, you had had a normal adult conversation with your wife. Hey, are we running out faster than usual? Has it occurred to you that being accused of cheating after 25 years of fidelity might, in fact, be quite upsetting, even enraging? Second comment. This whole situation is just ... weird. First off, why WPOB or wife have to take harsh medications to have sex? If she's dry, then there's lube? EDK ... but 2. Why in all holy hell would you bring this up in a restaurant on a damn date you guys probably don't get to go on too often? That's definitely a big move. But 3. You think she's wrong when she got defensive when you straight up accused a loyal woman of over 25 years of freaking cheating on you, in a public place, on a date. You think your wife was unfaithful to you, lying to you, hurting you, except instead you hurt her, became unfaithful to your trust and respect in her, and there's usually no coming back from that. I wouldn't be surprised if she just checks out. My goodness, you sure did screw the pooch big time. And your daughter is being weird because, as your wife said, some things are straight up just meant to be girl to girl. Your daughter didn't want you knowing about her and her BFS's sex life. I'm still really confused why the ladies are taking supplements or harsh meds to be able to have sex. But you are an Good luck. For update 1. Edit 4 hours since I posted. Wow, a lot of incredible information in here. Thank you to everyone for your comments. This post has made me feel better and has allowed me to think about other aspects of our marriage. I've seen a ton of requests for info, so let me try to answer some of the questions here. Me and my wife didn't go to the doctor for only libido issues. I don't know the general age of Reddit, but as you get older, things like menopause and other hormonal issues became a reality, just the way of life. I didn't plan on questioning my wife at the dinner. It had been in the back of my head, and after a few glasses of wine I handled the situation poorly, which I 100% agree with all of you. Not the right time or place, though. We've had tough conversations before, and public still doesn't justify it. Calling it ASX drawer may have been a bad name, but it's just how we reference it. We didn't really think too deeply when coming up with the name, and I don't know actually which one of us created it. I don't have a good reason why it's in the kitchen, but we're kind of past the age of caring about what someone may or may not see in our home. I wasn't monitoring the SX drawer. The Lubrasil Softgels, which we keep out of the box, come only in a 30-pill supply. Half the pack or so missing, I didn't count, is very obvious even at a quick glance. And for why I didn't automatically assume my daughter, the Softgels mentioned above, and some of the other stuff in there are for a specific thing outside of the vitamins. While I don't know the ingredients too intimately, you wouldn't really expect those things to be shared. And finally, for those mentioning that my wife is still actually hiding something, I appreciate your comments, and it has given me a ton to think about. While I won't jump to those type of conclusions, I do agree that there is probably more that needs to be discussed between me, my wife, and my daughter. More update 2. Update: I previously shared a difficult situation regarding my wife and daughter, and I appreciate all the feedback and messages I received. Unfortunately, I don't have good news to share this time. After reflecting on the advice and opinion shared here, I decided to take a step back and refrain from rushing to conclusions over the weekend. However, the tension at home only grew, and communication between me, my wife, and daughter remained strained. Feeling overwhelmed and anxious, I couldn't bear the loneliness and awkwardness in our household any longer. So on Sunday night, during a basketball game, I approached my daughter with an open heart, assuring her she could confide in me about anything. To my surprise, she broke down in tears, leading me to fear the worst. But what she revealed was unexpected. She confessed to experimenting with various supplements but denied any involvement with infidelity. In that moment of relief and understanding, we shared a heartfelt embrace, acknowledging the misunderstanding that had caused so much pain. Since then, I've sought advice from friends who've been through similar trials. Their suggestions range from seeking legal counsel and considering divorce to pursuing marriage counseling and fighting for our decades-long relationship. For now, I'm taking time to process everything and plan to have a sincere conversation with my wife to uncover the truth. This may be my final update as the situation has evolved into something deeply personal and sensitive. I want to express my gratitude for the invaluable insights and support offered here. It has helped me confront realities I may have been unwilling to acknowledge. Thank you all. J. John. A. John.